Hello, Richard Velazquez here with Pressure Washer TV, and in this episode I wanted to talk about house wash mix ratios for house washing. I've had quite a few people contacting me asking me questions about what's my mix on cleaning houses. So this video is going to be about my house wash mixing recipe. I use sodium hypochlorite at 12%, also known as bleach. Use water. And then also use soap. So those are 3 items in my house washing bucket. Now I use a 5-gallon bucket, and I'll use my sodium hypochlorite in different strengths in that bucket. I'll use it anywhere at 25% filled capacity with sodium hypochlorite all the way up to 100% depending on the situation. So I use it at 25%. 50%, 75%, and 100%. So that's percentage of bleach in the bucket compared to water. 50% would be 50% sodium hypochlorite with 50% water. And then with my soap, I use anywhere from 2 to 6 ounces of soap. And what that does, it helps with the rinsing of the windows to make sure you're not leaving any streaks. But then also it makes the bleach a little bit more sticky to where it hangs onto the siding of the house and does more cleaning action versus just the bleach getting sprayed on there and falling off. Now, when you're using the bleach, the higher percentage that you have in the bucket, like let's say you have 100% sodium hypochlorite in your bucket, you need to be a lot more cautious of the plants and surrounding areas versus if you're using it at 25%. So here's a little chart to go by. So we'll say here's 0. This side is going to be the sodium hypochlorite percent in a bucket. So here's 100%. And then we're going to say this side is going to be the plant caution level. So obviously the higher percentage of bleach that you have in the bucket, the higher you need to use the caution level on the plants. So obviously 100, you need to be real cautious of the plants versus down here at, let's say, 25 or 50%. So that's just the easy way to remember. And one thing to remember with plants is dilution is the solution. Basically what you want to do is you just want to saturate the plants with water. You just want to make sure that that sodium hypochlorite strength is minimized and that when it dries that none of that salt is left over from the sodium hypochlorite, because that's what kills the plants is the salt and the sodium hypochlorite. So as long as you have the plant diluted down very well and the landscaping areas, you shouldn't have no issues. So the little saying I like to use with my employees is dilution is the solution. Really simple and easy. All right, now I'm going to tell you my go-to mixture for house washing. I use a 5.6 gallon per minute machine. And what I use is I usually fill the 5-gallon bucket up with 50% sodium hypochlorite, 50% H2O, and then usually 3 ounces of soap. So this is my go-to recipe for house washing. When I used to have a 4-gallon per minute machine, I used to use my solutions at 25% and 50%. Those were my go-to solutions mixture ratios for house washing when I was using a 4-gallon per minute machine. Now my go-to mix ratios for a 5.5 gallon per minute machine that I use is 50 and 75%. Those are my 2 go-to solutions for house washing. And then for an 8-gallon per minute machine, 75% to 100% will probably be the recommended solutions. So to wrap it up, I use 12.5% bleach, water, soap. That's a house washing mixture. You use this, fill the bucket up with 25%, 50%, or 75 or 100% capacity of sodium hypochlorite. The more bleach you have in that 5-gallon bucket, the higher you need to use in plant caution. Make sure you're taking care of those plants. And then my go-to recipe is 50-50 with 3 ounces of soap. And dilution is the solution for taking care of the landscaping. And make sure that none of your solution gets on there and dries. But if you guys have any other questions, please comment below or contact me at Twitter at playswith H2O. I hope this helps you guys out, and you guys have a fantastic week.